Good day everyone. This is a supplementary video for TLE 7 Module 2. So in this module, we will be talking about the personal entrepreneurial competencies. So in the front office sector, there is a saying that it takes only a few seconds to form a first impression. So such impression can last a long time. So in this lesson, you will be able to develop yourself as a potential employee in the front office sector. You will also learn how to make a good impression on all sorts of the guests. So your characteristics as an individual make you unique and special. So there is a need for you to get to know yourself a little better. So in relation to this, your personal knowledge, skills, and attitudes that can be used in businesses make up your personal entrepreneurial competencies. So here are the 10 characteristics of a front office staff and discover for yourself how you can acquire them. So first we have communicative. So communicative, the ability to communicate is not just being inclined or ready to talk to the guest. So being communicative means or it requires front office employees to speak clearly, accurately, and professionally. So next we have diplomatic. So being diplomatic means having a pleasant attitude in dealing with people from all walks of life and in all sorts of situations and circumstances. So the front office employees believe that every guest is special and deserving of attention. Next we have okay, informative. So informative guests who need some information regarding a company's products and services will come to the reception area to have their questions addressed adequately. So the front office employees must be ready and willing to give answers to the guests or to the customers. So next we have positive image builders. So those who can create a pleasant image for the company in the way they dress or communicate are needed in the front office sector. So if you have this trait, so many companies or the companies will want to hire you. Next, after positive image builders, you also have proactive. So proactive, since guests or customers will approach the front office staff in cases of problematic situations, the front office employees must be ready to provide immediate yet sensible and feasible solutions. So it is also important to tact or to show tact and skill in quickly dealing with problems, especially when acting in anticipation of future problems, needs, or changes. So another one we have, okay, so retentive of faces and names. So the ability to remember the faces and names of guests is a great asset among front office employees. So this characteristic separates the good stuff from the average ones. So remember that the sweetest music to anyone's ear is the sound of his or her own name. So next we have, okay, sales oriented. So as front office staff members contribute to the financial success of the company, they must be able to motivate guests or customers to buy, patronize, or spend on the facilities or even the amenities of a hotel or accommodation. So after sales oriented, we also have well groomed. So well groomed, it is important to make a good personal hygiene a habit. So if you wish to be part of the front office sector. So front office sector or front office staff members face guests all the time. So since the front office staff face the guests all the time, they must always look and smell good and be prim and proper at all times. After well groomed, we have well mannered. So, well mannered, it is important to be polite and courteous at all times when dealing with the needs, wants, and expectations of guests and customers. And the last characteristic of a front office staff is willing to help. So, being genuinely interested in helping people is a prerequisite if one wants to be a part of a front office sector. So, guests often feel comfortable and satisfied with the reception staff members when the willingness to help is both felt and seen. So those are the 10 characteristics of a front office staff. So let us now proceed to the important front office protocols. So as a front office desk or as a front desk officer, you are to address guests all the time. So you are expected to warmly greet them, take care of their needs until they get to their room, and coordinate efficiently with the concerned department by making internal calls and giving instruction to the housekeeping staff. So, as a guide, so here are the protocols that you should put in your mind. So first we have approach and greet your guests with warmth and sincerity. So personalize each service in the front office by greeting and acknowledging each of your guests. Another one, we also have attentively listen to the guest's concern. So it is a must to give the guest a chance to air out their thoughts, feelings, or even their concerns. Next, we have be prepared with the needed information. So it is a must that you know your company well and that you are knowledgeable about all the pertinent information that the guests usually inquire about your company. So if guests come to you and you give concrete and relevant information or answers to their queries and concerns, then their front office experience will be a positive one. So the fourth protocol is go the extra mile. So front office services are not just about giving solutions to guests or problems. So it is important to exceed the guests' expectations. So that is all about go the extra mile. And the last one is use the guest names at appropriate times. So politely address guests with their names preceded by appropriate salutations such as Madam, Mom, Sir, Miss, and so on. So doing so will make their interaction with the front office personal and memorable. So those are the 5 important protocols of a front office. So let us now proceed to being a more effective sales-oriented front office staff. So I have here a question. How can you be more effective as a sales-oriented individual? Okay, so an important competency of front office staff is being sales oriented. So having this competency lets you contribute to the financial sources of the company. So thereby allowing you to show that you care for the growth of the company. So here are the tips on how to be more effective sales oriented individual. So number one, we have be optimistic about people. So it is important to have a positive attitude towards complaints and on why people come to you for help. So do not frown when people complain as they actually want you and your company to improve. So you must be optimistic about people. Next we have be knowledgeable of what your customers actually want. So since many front office staffs regularly communicate with the guests, they must be knowledgeable of what customers usually want, need, and expect. So if guest demands something, it is better to follow her, or it is because they just want the best value for their money. And the last tip is all about have a sales quota in mind. So for the average sales people, they can convince customers to buy or patronize the products and services of the company. But it does not end there. To be an excellent salesperson, you need to have an above the average target quota in mind. So what is quota? So quota, it is the quantity of sales that you need to achieve. So for example, the company mandated your quota for or 50,000. So your personal quota must be higher. So those are the three tips on how to be a more effective sales-oriented individual. So that ends our topic for this module. Kindly answer all the activities provided on your module and write your answers in your activity notebook. So thank you and may God bless us all. Have a nice day, everyone. Take care.